Right, sure, Mr. Kapawasar. In fact, there are some more developments that are coming in. China's foreign ministry has dismissed as accusations of its Arctic ambitions as groundless after NATO said negotiations over Greenland with the US were aimed at preventing Russia and China from getting a foothold in the Arctic region. This comes as NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte said that he and US President Donald Trump had discussed how the transatlantic alliance should best defend the Arctic against Russia and China. Trump has repeatedly said he wanted to acquire Greenland, citing national security, though he has now ruled out using force and has suggested the deal was in sight to end the dispute over the Danish overseas territory.
中方一贯主张按照联合国宪章宗旨和原则处理国与国之间的关系。所谓的中国威胁毫无根据。中方反对无中生有，拿中国作为谋取私利的借口的做法。
All right, viewers. China calling out the Arctic ambition claims of Donald Trump as completely groundless. Foreign Ministry of China has completely dismissed these accusations after NATO said negotiations over Greenland with the US were aimed at preventing Russia and China from getting a foothold in the Arctic region. Remember, viewers, this is what Trump had cited as one of the reasons for his so-called need to acquire the autonomous territory of Greenland that's under Denmark as of now. And this, of course, is coming as NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte said that he and Trump had discussed how the transatlantic alliance should best defend the Arctic against Russia and China. Trump, let's remind you viewers, has repeatedly said he wanted to acquire Greenland, citing national security. And in fact, at the World Economic Forum address at Davos yesterday, he said the US needs Greenland not just for its national security, but also for the security of the entire world. Though he has now ruled out using force and has suggested the deal was in sight to end the dispute over Greenland. So, fresh details are coming in as far as Greenland is concerned. As of now, what's clear is that Trump has said that he will not use force over Greenland, but what is inside is a possible deal with NATO for Trump to have his control over the Arctic territory. All right, viewers, fresh details emerging. Let's take you through those one by one. As far as China is concerned, China, of course, has clearly ruled out Trump's claims and also the claims of the NATO chief, Mark Rutte. Rutte has said, meanwhile, specific negotiations on Greenland will continue between US, Denmark and Greenland. He said the Arctic effort will not drain resources in support for Ukraine. That's a very important statement that's coming out to us from the NATO chief, who says that Arctic effort will not drain resources in support for Ukraine. He's also said that critical minerals exploitation was not discussed in his talks with Trump, and that he is sure non-Arctic NATO allies will want to contribute. It is now up to NATO commanders to work through details of extra security requirement. NATO's Rutte says first results of increased Arctic security will be visible in 2026. A timeline there, viewers, inside that he's been presented by NATO chief Mark Rutte. He says first results of Arctic security will be visible next year in 2026. And these updates, let's remind you, are coming from Davos. Rutte says the framework deal with Trump will mean NATO allies will have to step up on Arctic security. moving on, viewers, let's also